been knew that was phony, I been knew that. Bitch, I see what lonely. See little pot of red gold. Talk 9-5 to the cold, bitch.
Yo, today about to reacting to what happens in the first 24 hours in prison. Now, this is specifically to you YNs that live like you have no consequences in life, like you have no care in the world. Your actions do come with consequences, and you might not like what the consequences. You might not like the consequences that it come with. You're gonna be in jail with a big dude named Tyrone, and you're gonna have his way with you. But let's see what they talking about.
There's no getting out of this. A pair of grimy handcuffs cutting your wrists. You shuffle along in your leg irons, questioning your life choices as you climb the bus stairs. A guard snarls at you from behind his aviators, and the reality starts to hit. You're about to do hard time. In today's episode of the Infographic Show, we'll tell you what happens in the first 24 hours in prison. As you find a seat on the prison bus, you wonder how many people...
What really amazes me, though, people understand... Listen for my cat. People understand the consequences that come with their actions, but yet they still do stupid stuff like steal cars, rob people. I mean, I guess some people sell drugs to provide for their family, do what you need to do to provide for your family, but it's more to life than selling drugs. Trust, but that's crazy, bro.
Here before you. It's just another day at work for the officers, but for you, it's the worst day of your life. You're frightened out of your mind. The little guy that sits down next to you is obviously as afraid as you are. You offer a timid smile and mumble hello, something you'll regret by this time tomorrow.
Really?
You'll soon learn that in prison it's better to find out what someone's in for before you get friendly with them. No one speaks on what is the most uncomfortable journey of your life. A mean-looking prisoner glances your way, sizing you up. Every inch of you screams, victim. You're a lamb among wolves, but at least you've seen enough prison shows to know to keep your head down, so that's exactly what you do. After 3 long, agonizing hours, the bus pulls up outside of what'll be your home for the next few years. Looking through the window, you see a huge concrete structure surrounded by a mass of steel and razor wire fencing. One by one, you all shuffle off the bus. Armed guards pat each of you down. You're all herded through metal detectors into an indoor waiting area where a stony-faced guard takes off your handcuffs and shackles. All around you are glum faces. It's like a funeral. In a booking area, you answer some basic questions, and pointing to a room, a guard tells you what you've been expecting.
I got
Hey man,
outside.
I'm gonna get an ad block when I get monetized.
Don't
worry about it.
And see if the new auto-tune vocal prep can help us to prep.
Keep it up.
Dreading. First, that wedding band on your finger. It's got...
We back to it, yo.
Oh, it has some stones in it in prison that could either gain you some serious leverage or get you a good beating. Your ring, your wallet, and keys are cataloged and put in a secure bag. They'll be placed in storage until your release. As for your cash, you're allowed $200 in your prisoner trust account, and another $200 will be added to your prisoner's telephone account.
Really?
Strip, says the guard.
So what if you go in prison broke? You have to wait for people to send you the $200 to put on your books? Because I'm more than positive that they don't just grant you $200 when you first get up in there. Hey.
Feel like all eyes are on you. You want to get this over with as quickly as possible. Now you're naked. You feel like an animal, an experiment. Any distinguishing marks, you're asked? Tattoos? No. But a scar on your left arm. It was a drunken skiing accident, you joke, trying to lighten things up. But the guard is not laughing. He records the birthmark on your backside.
You trying to get in good with the police, you know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work. Everybody corrupt. Everything corrupt in the prison.
Beyond recognition, they'll know who you are. The guard tells you to lift your arms. He sounds bored, like he's done this a million times before. It is the most humiliating few minutes of your whole life, and he's probably thinking about what he'll have for lunch. He motions for you to lift your testicles. You reluctantly comply. Could this get any worse? Oh yeah, it definitely could. It's time for the cavity search. You wonder if this is really necessary, as he tells you to squat and cough. You never even have smoked a joint, never mind rearranging someone's face with a butt-smuggled shiv. He runs his fingers through your hair and checks your mouth. This guard is way less friendly than the ones you've seen on TV. You get some slip-on shoes, a washcloth, 2 blankets, 2 sheets, a pillowcase, and some soap and shampoo. Back in the holding room, you wait. There will be a lot of waiting today. The same guard later appears and hands you an ID card with your prisoner number on it. 12947-027.
Man.
You are a number, not a name. They take your picture and they fingerprint you. It's time for orientation. The guard tells you all the rules, a list of don'ts, and an explanation of what will happen if you do. Everything you do from now on, your every movement will be controlled and monitored. You are the property of the U.S. government. At least the nurses and medical staff are more friendly. They take your blood pressure and pulse and ask you questions.
Then, you know what's even more wild to me? Okay, people, let's say they go to jail for selling drugs or robbing people, sticking people up instead of getting a job. Some people go inside of jail and get a job. So what was the point of sticking people up and all that? And then when they get the job, they making like pennies compared to what they could have made in the free world. But hey, we all mess up. Our players
Your health and the state of your mind. No, you're not withdrawing from addictive drugs. No, you've never self-harmed and you don't have any intention of doing so. After even more waiting around, a stressed-out looking guy in a cheap suit asks you a series of questions. You're told it's of the utmost importance to answer honestly. He asks if you've worked for law enforcement. Any reason why you can't be in general population? Are you a gang member? The closest you've ever come to a gang is watching The Wire. The man asking the questions is polite and has a friendly manner. But one thing you still find it hard to get over is for them it's all in a day's work. And for you, it's a life-changing experience. A little later, your name is called. It's time to go to the housing unit. The guard takes you down a corridor. There are surveillance cameras everywhere. You get to a door and there's a loud buzzing sound followed by the clanking of a bolt unlocking. You walk through some more doors, fluorescent lights buzzing above your head, and suddenly you're in a yard surrounded by buildings. The guard points to a building at the other side of the yard. It looks like it was designed by Soviet-era architects. He tells you find the unit officer in there. You open the door and you're hit by the smell of floor cleaner and sweat. The noise is almost deafening, a mix of laughter, anger, and anguish. Men are sitting by tables in the main area, which is surrounded by 3 floors of cells. There's a net hanging in the middle. Sure, you've seen that on TV. You know why it's there. But right now, you really know why it's there. You were expecting to see bars, but the openings to the cells are doors with safety glass windows and a small metal flap. Prisoners are out on the landings, some are playing cards and chess. They all look at you as you walk over to the unit officer. It is the most intimidating walk of your life. You keep your head down, but try to look confident. Don't act tough, but don't look weak. It goes through your mind that any one of these men could be a killer. They can smell your weakness from a mile away. Not for a second do you think any of them could be just like you, a regular person who made a mistake. At least they aren't shouting at you. This is not what you expected. No one is calling you a fish or wolf whistling or telling you that you'll be someone's boyfriend soon. Although you do hear someone say fresh meat.
Me, I don't wish jail or prison upon no one. This is a truly traumatizing experience. Hey, some people definitely deserve to be there. Like people that's saying people, murderers, all that good stuff. But it's like psychopaths. But everybody don't deserve this. But some people definitely do.
You are fresh meat. You're human wagyu to these guys. The prisoners seem to lose interest as you report to the unit officer. He gives you your cell details and tells you to go find it. Wait, you think there's no advice, no sympathy for the new guy, no affectionate pat on the back?
Let's be real. Getting over someone that you saw forever with, now that is a breakup that hits different.
There, new guy, don't worry, you'll be all right. Nope, he treats you like a hardened criminal. It hits you again, you're alone. These guards are not your protectors. They don't care where you come from or what you've done in your life. They're not going to stick up for you if someone gives you a hard time. You'll soon find this out the hard way.
Their job is to keep you in order.
You reach the cell door. What are you supposed to do now?
Knock,
walk right in? You wait outside. You can hear laughter behind your back, so you just walk in. There's a guy lying on a bed. He's about 45. Well, probably closer to 35, but with an extra 10 years of hard knocks written onto his face. The cell is dingy. Close to the door, there's a stainless steel toilet attached to a sink and a small counter. There's a paper plate on it. What are you supposed to say? Hi, how are you? 100 thoughts flash through your head. The good news is your cellie's appearance is skinny, pale, bald on top, ponytail in the back, and it doesn't immediately give you the impression he's a tough guy. Then there's a bang at the door. Your cellie motions with his eyes for you to open it, as if he knew this was going to happen. A heavily tattooed prisoner walks right in and tells you to show him
Honestly, bro, you supposed to be this innocent guy. What did you do to get in prison? They don't just grab random people off the street and throw them in prison. Was you doing like fraud or something? They don't just grab random innocent people off the street.
Your cellie says under his breath your charges. You get the feeling that his request is non-negotiable. Now you understand. You've heard about the Convict Code, KOS, kill on sight, for offenders who hurt women or children. You show the guy your papers and he laughs. You got 4 years for that, homie? It's true. 4 years for shoplifting is a harsh sentence.
Bro, ain't
but
no
not
way
when it
you
was
got
your
4 years for shoplifting when you could have got a job and bought whatever you stole. That's crazy. I'd be so sick to be put in that position. Nah.
11th offense for the same type of crime.
Like an addiction.
You're a self-confessed kleptomaniac, a middle-class phone thief. Your lawyer tried to explain the psychological aspect at the trial, but the judge thought some prison time would do you some good. The guy hands you back your papers and walks out still.
Phones. They could have gave him probation. They could have gave him like a couple months in a county jail. They gave him 4 years in prison. How many phones did he steal? Because ain't no way.
Smiling.
I don't know if that's
your cellie introduces himself as Chris, but people call him Nasty. He's got Nasty tattooed on his neck in italics, next to a love heart. He's saying something, but all you can think about is what does a man have to do to acquire the nickname Nasty? Nasty explains that the guy who just asked for your paperwork was sent by the shot caller, the boss who runs things in the unit. Disobey the rules and you'll be punished. You almost laugh, but quickly you realize that the Convict Code is how these men operate. You naively think you'll be okay because you never need to fight. Oh boy, you have a lot to learn. Nasty later tells you that he has to take a dump and now the cell doors are locked. So here comes another new experience in your short life so far. A grown man.
You gotta sit in the same room, the same small cubicle with somebody while they taking a grown ass man while he's taking us. You know his thing, man. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Ain't no way. I like taking when I use the bathroom, I like to be private. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you got to sit there and have another man watch you while you do your business, no bueno, no good.
A stainless steel bowl with salvos of fecal matter.
That's bad
as
for
you
business.
Sit like a frightened child behind your bedsheet. Man, you think, I am never going to poop in here in front of him. Never. Oh, you will. When you're called for dinner later, the chow hall is completely segregated. One of the strangest things about this whole experience so far is it's kind of like childhood, like school or scouts, but with the very grown-up addition of a sliced face as a punishment for a wrongdoing. The lights are burning bright. There's a constant din of conversation and laughter. People are looking at you. They glance up from their trays, give you a cursory inspection, and carry on eating.
Another thing, I'm not an expert on this, but it's like, you can't be scared, you know what I'm saying? Because they look at you as prey. If you were to stand up for yourself and carry yourself a certain way, they wouldn't look at you as prey. You know, I'm sure they can tell the difference between a phony and a faker and a real one, but that's a start, you know?
Push in front of you in the queue. It's not that you allow this, but what are you supposed to do?
Not going to jail.
Start a fight?
My bad, bro. I don't want none of y'all to go to jail, but I'm just saying, you can use that in any aspect in life. Okay, look at it from the women aspect. If you're trying to get girls want a man that's confident. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, they're going to be attracted to a man that's confident. They're going to go attack the man that's confident versus a dweeb that has a lack of confidence and struggles with pretty much basic human life. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you lack confidence and you scared. You hoe repellent. Just like up in here. You like scared and not confident. You basically the hoe. You the hoe now, cause they can have their way with you straight like that.
Extra few seconds wait. Nasty told you if someone punks you, you have to fight no matter what. If you don't, you'll be bullied your entire time here. You try to widen your shoulders and squeeze up close to the guy in front. He looks around and shoots you a penetrating stare. You step back and step on someone's foot. It's like primary school bullying, but with knives.
Hey man, let me get an ad block when I
no
get
matter
monetized,
their
y'all. Don't worry
experience
about
level,
it. They got 4
to build
minute ads
a wildly profitable.
YouTube is crazy.
After about 15 minutes, you get your food, a tray with what looks like a cardboard hamburger, a dollop of slimy mashed potato, dried out green beans, some kind of sugary juice, and what looks like a 3-year-old slice of ultra mega processed cake. Oh, and there's an apple too, the only part of the meal that you completely trust. You get lucky and you find a space where you can sit alone. A prudent decision until you better understand prison politics. Just as you're finishing, that little guy from the bus sits next to you. Seems like the whole chow hall is watching. You have indoor recreation time from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. There's a gym, but it's only for daytime recreation. Same with the yard.
I hate how you gotta think about it. You have freedom, literally zero freedom. You don't have no freedom of your time. You gonna go to bed when they say to go to bed. You gonna shower when they say shower. You gonna eat when they say eat. You gonna live with your mom. That's like living with your mama times 10, times 20. Do you really want to go through that? Think about the next.
Anyone to play chess or cards with, you go into a common room and watch Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. You hear a scream outside. Everyone rushes to the door to see what's happening. Your bus friend is on the floor, blood gushing out of his nose. Everyone sits back down as if nothing has happened. You wonder what the guy did to deserve what must have been a punch to the face. When you're both back in your cell, Nasty explains that the guy is a chomo.
Really?
He hurt children. You think back to your interview this morning and wonder why this guy didn't ask to be put into protective custody or administrative segregation. The strangest thing is, Nasty somehow knows that you talked to this guy on the bus.
That ain't fair, bro. That's not fair. You like, I didn't know. That's all you had to say was, I didn't know. Making small talk. But then again, you don't, no grown ass man, no exclamation. But it's like, you really gonna knock me because I had a conversation with a chomo and I didn't know it was a chomo? A chomo is a child. Finish it off. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, now you know. But no, bro, that's flawed, bro. That just gave him a reason. He's just looking for a reason so he can take his manhood, bro.
News certainly travels fast. Now you've been associated with the very worst kind of prisoner, says Nasty. He takes a little piece of paper and attaches it to what looks like fishing line. It's actually dental floss. He then sticks something to it to give it weight. I wouldn't do this if you weren't my cellie, he tells you. Then he starts flicking his message under the cell door, and in a few minutes, something comes back. He tells you he's taking a big risk doing this. Tomorrow, he says, you should make a call home to your wife. Get her to put $200 in this commissary account. He gives you the account details. You've befriended a chomo, punishable by a beating that you can now avoid by paying a shot caller. Nasty says he'll act as a go-between. He can
you getting extorted because you have a conversation with a foul human being. Hey, that's just the way the game goes. Hey, don't Uncle Sam extort us out of taxes? I feel like I get extorted out of taxes every check, every month, every year by Uncle Sam, but that's crazy, bro.
For now, 9 p.m. is final count. You lie on the bed wondering how on earth you've managed to have such a bad first day. Thank God you've got someone as understanding as Nasty in the same cell. The lights are turned off at 11. The block is silent except for the occasional nightmarish shriek. The next morning at 5:30 a.m., you're called to the chow hall for breakfast. You look at no one as you eat your oatmeal and what tastes like powdered scrambled eggs. You also get milk and even more of that sweet juice. Later in the morning, you're told you can go to the yard. You stand in the middle of hundreds of prisoners, just waiting for a knife to be plunged into your neck. Staying in your cell, Nasty said, would elicit suspicion. At 11, you make a phone call, $11.35 for a 15-minute call from your prepaid account. You tell your wife you'll explain everything later. You return to your cell. It's empty. Nasty is gone. When you ask a prisoner, someone who seems genuinely friendly and sympathetic, what happened, he says that he asked to be put in segregation. You'll find out Nasty wasn't in for fighting on behalf of his girlfriend, like he told you, but for a scheme defrauding elderly people out of money. It just so happened that a grandson of one of the pensioners that he scammed managed to get himself transferred to this prison. He was planning to stick a shiv in Nasty. You tell the prisoner about the $200 you paid Nasty, and he starts laughing so much he almost falls over. That kid from the bus who was beaten up wasn't a chomo, he says. He just disrespected someone. He banged into a guy and didn't apologize. Your new friend tells you the first rule in prison is to be polite.
Ain't that crazy, bro? Dude just got finessed out of 200 because he was scared. I'd be scared too, but 200, come on, bro. Y'all just gonna have to take me.
After that, he says, don't lend, borrow, or gamble. And for God's sake, be careful who you trust. You have a lot to learn. Now you need to watch how insanely...
That's a whole new life to get used to. But no, we watched this video to keep y'all out of jail, to keep y'all in the free world, for y'all to better y'all lives, you know. Me personally though, I'm not with none of that. None of that jail talk. I don't even do anything no more to be to be put in jail. Only thing I would do to be in jail would probably do something for my daughter, because somebody had me, you know what I'm saying, messed up. But no, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. If you were to go to jail, what do you think that you would go to jail for? And if I was to go to jail, what do y'all think that I would go to jail for? But I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.